morning. If you've watched my last couple of videos, I have talked a lot about how I have been struggling with work because I'm not getting to do what I typically do. I typically work in costuming in the film and television industry, and in my market and in kind of across the nation, some of those industries are kind of dry and sparse right now. There are a lot of different sort of like astrological and like spiritual things happening this week. That is something I could really use right now. This is a like week of me doing sort of spiritual, ritualistic things. Stuff like this, I really feel like I watch around me and I feel like there is something there. I feel like there are connections and patterns that I see. And even if it's not, doing some of these things makes me feel like I have a little bit of grounding and control in a world that is getting really unstable and loud. So let's hang out. Today is the first of the month, so I blew cinnamon through my front door to bring in prosperity and abundance. And then I opened all of my windows to let in all the light and positive energy. And then I cleaned my entire house to let go of what no longer serves me. Hi, today's video is brought to you by lack of sleep and insomnia. I have not been sleeping. I kind of want to blame the fact that it is Mercury Retrograde, but that's not really all of it. I have like this irregular heart rate thing that I haven't really gotten to the bottom of yet. I've been to several doctors, I've seen a cardiologist, I've worn a heart monitor. Sometimes my heart rate's really high and that keeps me from falling asleep, and then when I'm really exhausted the next day, it does feel like my body's working on overdrive, so it's kind of like a cyclical issue. I can't get over the fact that like my boss asked me why I was so tired, and I was trying to explain that it's a heart rate thing and I can't sleep, and she just straight up told me just to try chamomile tea or pickle juice. Pickle juice works for her husband, and I can't help but think, but man, all the money I would have saved on doctors if pickle juice and chamomile tea had just worked. It is Mercury retrograde. I'm trying to navigate through that. However, there's some other things this week. It was the first of the month. I really like the first of the month. I have a couple of practices and spiritual things that I like to do to start the month off strong. Today and into tomorrow, today's Monday, and tomorrow is the full moon in Pisces, and there is a lunar eclipse. They call it the blood moon. I am not very articulate in explaining why a lot of these things are important and why we should embrace these energies. I do know that following some of these rituals and setting intentions gives me hope and positivity, and it helps me feel grounded, and it makes me feel a little bit more in control in a world that is just sort of needlessly chaotic.